12th of February 25, and I'm just looking here. Palestinian refugee family given right to come to Britain under Ukraine settlement scheme, even though it's not even going on anymore. As Home Office warns the move could open floodgates. And why are the Home Office and government so helpless on these legal decisions by UK law judges? They actually set the law, you know. I don't know. We're always so helpless to these subjective lawyers, judges. So this is a case where a court has granted Palestinian refugees the right to live in the UK after they applied through a scheme created for Ukrainians fleeing the war against Russia. The family of six from Gaza, a mother, father and four children between 7 and 18 years old, had reportedly applied to the Ukraine family scheme asking to join their brother already living in the UK, but the Home Office has rejected their application. An immigration judge has now ruled that this rejection breaches the family's human rights, and this is to do with the European Courts of Human Rights, Article 8, the right to private life or whatever. So another good reason to leave the European Court of Human Rights. I mean, we're always so helpless in these situations. It doesn't even make sense. If it was for Ukraine, then it's Ukraine. I don't know. And the other thing is, why would they want to come to Britain when Britain's been so bad to Gaza? You know, we've been there for the US to support Biden and Trump at all times. Why would you want to come to somewhere like that? Have you considered any other people of colour country, or have you considered East Europe? Have you considered them? If you haven't considered them, are they and their supporters, are they armoured about these places? And have they got a view on Britain in their own mind? Because it's not a true view. It never was a true view, and but now we're going to be a minority anyway, so it's not even possible that a supreme view that they have, you know, and that's why they want to come to Britain, you know. So it doesn't make sense at all. Why Britain? And also, the brother's been allowed to become British, and this is what happens, you know. You're getting a family of six that are going to come over because the brother got accepted by LabCon, Labour or Conservatives. They made him British on our behalf. So the decision came despite warnings by Home Office lawyers that this case could open the floodgates to the admission of all those in conflict zones with family in the UK. So it's not even just Gaza that people could come in from. It could come in from anywhere in the world that seems to be constantly fighting. Not Gaza. I think I've got total sympathy for the Palestinians, but one thing I definitely think is don't let them in here, basically, because there's no point. Okay, some feel that if they come here, they'll be part of the utopia. There might be others, you know, women. They seem to have a poor track record in women's rights and LGBT rights. I take this to be a a good thing that should be in the citizenship test, but LabCon don't agree with me. There's nothing like that in the test. I feel that Gaza's got a bad track record in women's rights and LGBT rights, so personally, I'm worried that they might add to a big disaster that we end up anarchy. So that's what I think. If you're worried about this and you vote left, you need to vote reform just now as an Overton window shift on this one issue. And join YouGov and vote, pick reform in that when they ask who you're going to vote. So the Home Office is basically saying we're helpless. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Phelps said, so this is a Tory, said this case illustrated that changes to human rights laws were necessary, so decisions on who could live in the UK are up to Parliament and not individual judges. See, this is what I don't understand. You get judges making subjective decisions. You had the one the other day that an Albanian had to stay because his son didn't like the chicken nuggets there or something. You know, really, you've got to vote reform if you're worried about this, you know, because the judges are just making a fool of the country. The family said the Ukraine family scheme best fit their circumstances after the home in Gaza had been destroyed in an airstrike and they were facing daily threats. The scheme allowed Ukrainians and their family members to find refuge in Britain if they have a relative who is either a UK national or settled in the UK. So this is for the Ukrainians. It closed last February, nearly 2 years after it was set up in March 22. So it closed last February. It's not even a scheme anymore. And of course we know that all Labour MPs will be trying to get Keir to not do anything to stop this. And he might not want to stop it either. I don't know, because I get the feeling he's been too hard on this subject recently, and his MPs probably hate him. They probably hate him, I feel, anyway, but on this issue. So you can't tell with Keir really, because he's went a bit hard on this recently, but I don't think so, to be honest. Like, he was a human rights lawyer. The family allegedly argued that their application, which was submitted in January 24, so over a year ago, should be granted despite clashing with the scheme rules because the situation was so compelling and compassionate. So this is what it's coming down to. They don't want no people of colour countries suitable for them, or East Europe. An immigration tribunal initially refused to claim because the scheme for Ukrainians did not apply to the situation of the Palestinian family. The judge ruled that it should be up to Parliament to decide which countries should benefit from resettlement schemes. But this decision was overturned by Judge Hugo Norton-Taylor. So that's a surprise. I was expecting a different kind of name. But Hugo Norton-Taylor at a higher level tribunal. See, I've got an issue with judges, like, I don't know, just, there's so many, and one subjective one can have a different view from all the rest, and that different view ends up the law. I don't know why, or how they decide to view the law. He granted the Palestinians the right to live in the UK with their brother under, here we go, Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which outlines the right to a family life. What does that even mean? I don't know. Judge Norton-Taylor, and I don't think Tories want to leave that yet. Judge Norton-Taylor reportedly said that the family's extreme and life-threatening situation was outweighing the public interest of rules regulating the entry to the UK. Why have rules at all then, if that's, the Home Office said that the ruling was not equivalent to a resettlement scheme for people from Gaza, and that it would contest similar claims to that of the Palestinian family. Why don't they just change the law just now and just not let them in? Shadow Secretary Mr. Phillips criticised it. Allowing dangerous ruling, telling the Daily After that it provides a basis for anyone in any conflict zone, anywhere in the world, with relations in the UK to come here or something. I don't know. Does helping Britain the natives become a minority and becoming a global South majority plus East Europe, does that help Britain or anywhere in the world? This is starting to feel like a gravy train reform. I've already overtaken both Labour and Tories in the polls. This is the comments, merely months after the election. I think we're at a stage now where government should ignore these rulings. Yeah, I know why. I realise that may sound as if I'm unaware of the other. Who is actually now governing this country? Elected politicians or an unelected, unaccountable judiciary every day? Yeah. So, really, we're finished. If you're worried about this, especially if you vote left, you need to vote reform, even though they're very weak on this issue. It's an Overton window thing, a protest vote. You need to vote reform. Join up for YouGov and Opinion and that, vote reform and that. When it asks you what 3 political things are you worried about, only pick one. Only pick that issue. You could do petitions on the government website. You could, if there's any businesses you feel that are destroying the country, businesses or services, you can maybe choose not to use them or whatever, not to help destroy the country as fast. That sort of thing. At any council by-election, vote reform as a protest vote. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for now.